Clean family, what is going on? It is your second motivational video. And listen, I know a lot of you are away on vacation right now. A lot of you are probably not accessing your email or maybe social media or maybe not even the Slack app. But I want to remind you guys all of one very, very important thing, and those are the Zoom meetings, which we are going to be running tonight. Another one tonight. Okay, these are running every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. for the time being. Unless you guys want to set it to another day and time, I'm open to suggestions. I basically chose these 2 nights at this time because it seemed to be a time that you could all reach in and partake. Now, I know a lot of you, like I said, are away. So, we've had 3 meetings and I've only had one person each of the 3 meetings. And they've all been different people. So I'm going to really encourage you to reach out. I know you've got questions. 100% you've got questions. It doesn't even have to be necessarily exactly related to your program. It can just be something in general with nutrition or training or why I have you do what I have you do, etc. Right? You can ask me specifics. And you can chime into Zoom without showing your face. So you can speak and not show your face. You can even just listen in if you want. But I'm going to really encourage you. I know some of you are shy. I'm going to really encourage you to, again, you don't have to, but I'm going to really encourage you to partake, to interact, and to, ask any questions and hear what other people have to say. Because, the important aspect of this, or one of the important aspects of this is, you hopefully, realizing that you are not alone in what you are trying to achieve. We all have very similar struggles or goals or perhaps obstacles that we are encountering while we're trying to achieve these goals. And I think it's very comforting, or it may be comforting to you to know that other people are going through the same thing. So you are not alone, right? And that's one of the most important aspects of this program. Hence, CLEAN, the first letter in the acronym of CLEAN stands for community. So, okay. So I'm going to really encourage you to partake in this. Again, tonight, that's Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then, so every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and every Sunday at the same time, 8 p.m. Okay? Now, I'm going to be putting up some more videos on food. So I do put these up on my IGTV, but I put the link in the Slack app so you guys have direct access. You don't have to go and check IGTV. You don't have to follow me on Instagram or whatever. I'll just put these out there so you guys can see. These are some of my favorite recipes. They're easy to make, and of course they are, as you will see, they're like, you'll see that like you can manipulate the amount of what you put in. Okay, so like a perfect example will be like oatmeal egg white mix that I make with cinnamon and apple, which I haven't posted yet, and some stevia. And I also put some Walden Farms apple cinnamon butter in there as well, which is basically, it's calories. So I put in specific amounts of everything in there, but you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to follow those specific amounts. You can put in whatever you like. So for example, I put in 3 ounces of oatmeal. You could put in 1.5 ounces of oatmeal. I put in 8 ounces of egg white. You could put in 4 ounces of egg white. Okay. I put in 1 whole egg. You could put in 2 whole eggs or 3 whole eggs. All right. So again, you have that flexibility, especially with your diet being macro based, right? So you can eat, obviously you have to stay within the ceiling of the macros that I give you, but your meals, you've got that flexibility with your meals, right? In terms of how much of what you can have. You just want to make sure by the end of the day, I know you all know this because you did the Fit 10. You have that flexibility that you can just manipulate your numbers how you want, so long as you meet those numbers by the end of the day, right? So that being said, you guys, I want to remind you of the important aspect of being consistent. I know a lot of you are on vacation. It's summertime. You are away. You've got social engagements. You have people staying with you. This is probably, aside from Christmas, this is probably maybe the hardest time of the year to be following some sort of program. But I'm going to remind you that where there is a will, there is a way, okay? I know this is my area, so I don't want to sit here and say that you should all be exactly like me, but I have always, unless I have given myself the ticket to just eat whatever I want that day, which is very rare, I have always stuck to my diet. Hasn't always been 100% perfect. And the example I give is I used to have these long labs when I took organic chemistry in university. In the various organic courses that I did, organic chemistry courses, we had to do a lab, and these labs were at least 4 hours long. So that means, and you couldn't leave because the lab's like, you have to like rush and get the lab done because you really need like the whole time to do it. So you can't really like leave and eat, and you can't eat in the lab obviously because there's chemicals everywhere. So that was like one time where I just didn't eat. Well, at that time I was like, I have to eat every 3 hours, where now it actually doesn't really matter. You don't have to eat every 3 hours. But in that point in time, it was like I couldn't do things exactly the way I wanted to get them done, so I had to basically set it up so I'd eat right before and then I'd eat right afterwards. Okay, now obviously I was a little more manic then. The reality is it actually didn't really make a difference if I waited 3 or 4 or 5 hours. It didn't really make a difference. So people say it makes a difference, but it really doesn't make a difference. All right, so consistency is already, I'm trying to make these videos 5 minutes, by the way. So, I just want to put that out there. We need to be as consistent as possible. Where there's a will, there's a way. You need to be as consistent as possible. At least be aware of everything you're eating. And, but honestly, it's really not as hard as you think it is. And if you need help with that, let me know, right? But I think sometimes we give ourselves the excuse that, well, I'm going away, or I'm going to do this, or it's just going to be too hard, so I'm not going to do it. Where the reality is it can be very, very easy, all right? I'm going to be competing at North Americans in 3 weeks, and I'm staying at the host hotel, and there's no suite there. So I will do what I've done before, and I will make all my food, and I will take it with me. It's really that simple. Portable fridge, check the portable fridge on the plane, have all my food done. It's that simple. You might think it's extreme, but the reality is you're going away. You got to eat something. So, why not just eat what you're supposed to eat? Why eat other things? And it's cheaper too. So, all right. So, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. Where there's a will, there's a way. Tune in tonight, please, 8 p.m. sharp. I will be there. I usually get in the meeting about a minute or two early, so chime in, you guys. If I don't see anybody coming in within, I usually run it for a good half an hour. It's officially it's an hour, but just because there's only been one person, I'm running it for about half an hour. But I will stay in that meeting for at least 20 minutes, just doing stuff. And if nobody chimes in, then I'll end it after about 20 minutes. But I do stay there. We're just waiting. So just so you know. All right. So chime in, you guys. I'll send out a link. I'll put it in Slack. I'll also send you guys a text message about that. Okay. All right, Clean Family. I'm going to say it one more time. Message of the day: where there is a will, there's a way. Let's be as consistent as possible. Make things happen. Don't forget about your goals. And I'll also send out, we have to do your next scan, which is coming up very soon, okay? In a week's time. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon. See you guys. Submit and commit. That doesn't just apply to Fit 10. That applies to life.